3.
Hi, my name is Brittany Allison, and I'm going to talk to you about my therapy. I've chosen to do.
3.
Hi, my name is Brittany Allison, and I'm going to talk to you about my therapy I've chosen, then my case study, and lastly, I will show you my role play. I picked cognitive behavior therapy. The reason why I think cognitive behavior therapy is a good therapy for my case is because I was given a married couple, and the cognitive behavior therapy will help each client uncover their true feelings, communicate better, and know what their expectations are, and is their expectations realistic. Now I'm going to give you my case background. It's Alice, who's a Pacific Islander, and Javier, who's a Latino. They have been married for 17 years. They have 3 children, 2 teenage daughters, and a 10-year-old son. Since the couple is an interracial couple, their family isn't supportive. Alice is hurt by her family's attitude, but Javier doesn't care. Javier has a lot of anger issues and takes his anger out on his wife and his daughters. He screams, slams doors, and breaks things. He also threatened to hit his wife, and he also bosses his girls around, and he yells at them. But he has a good relationship with his 10-year-old son. They go camping and fishing. Also, Alice would like to get a job, but Javier is not supportive. He believes it's a personal attack on him and he can't take care of his own home. Also, Alice decided couples counseling was a good idea. Javier isn't thrilled, but he agreed to it anyway. More time with Javier, but he will bring up that it's too expensive or they will need a babysitter. Now I will talk about my goals and techniques. The goals are targeting dysfunctional behavior and developing a positive belief system. My goals for Javier and Alice are to have a better communication system, and instead of Javier yelling and giving Alice the silent treatment, he will talk in a calmer voice or walk away. Also, Javier had the tendencies to break things and threaten Alice. Hitting Alice would be one of the last things we want him to do. So we need to work on his anger issues. Javier and his daughters do not get along, so I will help him develop a relationship with his daughters and learn how to speak to them correctly. When Alice mentioned a few things, Javier would not be so hard and dismiss her wants. Like Alice wants a job, and she also would like to spend more time with Javier. And now my goals for Alice are, I would like her to think what she wants from Javier might not be what he wants. Like the weekly couples group, he's not into it. Javier doesn't like going, and Alice should respect that. It's not in him. She should see what Javier wants to do and to see if he would like spending time with her doing that. I will also work on Alice's assertiveness. She is too submissive to Javier. Every time he yells, she backs down or walks away. Sometimes she needs to do what she likes instead of Javier wants. Now I'm going to move on to my techniques, which are identifying and examining beliefs, exploring origins of those beliefs and modifying them, skill training, and role-playing and rehearsing. Since Javier is so unhappy, we will get to the bottom of it. First, I would like Javier to realize that he is angry and how he makes people feel in his house. If Javier is not aware of his actions, I will have Alex express to him her true feelings of how the house feels. However, if he knows that he yells a lot and is very angry all the time, we will get to the bottom of it. For example, what would make Javier so angry that he would want to break his belongings or threaten his wife? Once we have to work on get that information, the couple will work on the positive way of thinking instead of taking something so personal, like Alice is not going to get a job because he isn't for it. Later on in the counseling session, Javier and Alex will role play. The role is meant to teach them how to have a proper conversation so when they are home, things do not get out of hand. Now I will be moving on to my role play. Hi, Alice and Javier. I've been told that you guys are having marital issues. I will have a few counseling sessions with you guys. Alice, I would like to start with you first.
Well, me and Javier have been married for 17 years. And the last couple of years have been horrible. I've never thought it would have turned out like this. My husband is always yelling at me. We don't get along. He also yells at girls. And they barely communicate. At this point, I don't know what to do. And divorce is my last option. I'm just really unhappy.
Excuse me, Alice. I'd like to hear from you, Javier. How do you feel about your marriage?
It's like everyone sees me as a bad guy. I'm always causing all this pain. For example, when me and Alice got married, my family was not behind it because Alice wasn't Latino.
As of now, how is your relationship with your family, Javier? And Alice, is it the same for you and your family?
Well, me and my family are strangers. There's no relationship. If that's how things have to be, well.
I used to have a close relationship with my family. I'm not a Javier. I can't just brush it off.
Okay, so Javier, you said that you feel like a villain. Can you please elaborate on that?
When I'm upset, I don't hide it. I have a tendency to yell at my family. Like I said earlier, my family acts like I betrayed them because of my marriage.
Has anyone ever told you that you are that person? How do you know that's how they feel?
Well, no. No one has ever expressed that thought to me, but I'm sure that's how they feel.
Javier, since no one has told you that, then there's a high chance that it's false. I would like for you to reevaluate your beliefs. Alice, can you tell me more about Javier's anger?
Javier can be a bit tired.
Just keep on.
If I say something he doesn't like, he would go off by slamming doors, screaming, breaking things, putting holes on the wall, and threatening me. Even though he hasn't been physical with me, he's still terrifying me. I'm not the only one who has to deal with this. My daughters get it too. If they don't do what he says, or when he says it, he would yell at them on a regular daily basis. But our son and Javier are very close. They have a good relationship.
Javier, your anger seems a bit frightening. Instead of going crazy, can you walk away from Alice or tell her you can have the conversation later? You don't seem like a bad guy. You and your son get along.
Me and my son have a good relationship. We go camping and fishing. Father and son stuff. See, the situation with my daughters they're responsible. It seems like they never listen, always fighting my words and messing something up. That's unacceptable. When I say something, it needs to be done.
Yes, him and our son have his bonds, but he is losing our daughters. They don't even talk. I see it as he's their dictator and gives them hard tasks.
Javier, your daughters are young. You might want to be a little easier on them or have patience. Guide them instead of demand. What if they don't understand? I would like to hear more about your marriage.
We are basically housemates. He does not spend time with me. When I mention it, Javier acts like I'm a burden, but we do not have quality time. I've mentioned a weekend alone. Javier will say it costs too much, or the children will need a babysitter. I talked about getting a job, but he was still yelling.
What's the problem with Alice getting a job, Javier?
I'm making enough money. What are you trying to do, embarrass me?
Javier, Alice would like to do something outside of the home. She is not happy and bored. Maybe the job isn't about you, it's about her. I would like you to run certain things through your mind before you believe them, and try not to lash out on the people around you.
I understand what you're saying about my daughters. Maybe they aren't ignoring me on purpose. I'll try to be a little easier on them.
Okay, thank you for the counseling session. These are my actors. Andy, who plays Javier. And this is Lynn, who plays Alice. Alright, thank you.